So good evening, YouTube. Good evening, everybody. Apologies for my lateness. I'm an hour and 3 minutes late, so I do apologise for that. I will not be doing a 9 o'clock stream either. I don't feel that great today, if I'm honest, which is why I'm kind of late doing this. I haven't been feeling great all day, if I'm honest, but it probably didn't help going to bed at 5 o'clock this morning. Extremely intoxicated, so yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of an early night tonight, and I will not be doing my 9 o'clock stream, and I'll be fighting fit and ready to go again tomorrow. 7 a.m. the video will be out. I'll record that before I go to bed. But yeah, we're going to speak about the comments from Ozil, Lacazette, and Hector Bellerin. All three of them have come out with praise for Mikel Arteta, and it's kind of funny because like some of the stuff these footballers come out with, it's like, you do realise that you've said this about Freddie Ljungberg, you've said this about Arsene Wenger, you've said this about Unai Emery, and it's like, I don't know why they ask these players these questions. Like, who's even asking these questions? And why did they then feel that they have to come out with the answers that I'm going to read out in a minute? It's like, you've done that with Wenger, you've done it with Emery, you've done it with Freddie, and now we're supposed to buy into this for a fourth time. Come on, seriously. I take a lot of what these players say with a pinch of salt, because half of them couldn't give a toss about this football club. They just like the profile of playing for Arsenal Football Club. They don't care about us. It's a job to them. It's as simple as that. So, you know, they're going to turn up for work every day. They're going to do their training, and then they're going to come out with the most generic bullshit and rubbish every single time they do an interview. But anyway, enough of me waffling. Let me read out what they said. Mesut Ozil, it was in Dubai, obviously, some of this. Well, I think all of it, actually. Dubai was talking at Arsenal's warm weather training camp, and he said, as a team, we are much happier and everyone wants to give everything for this club. How many times has he said that? Like, since he's been here? He's been here, 7 years, is it? 7 years? He's been here too long, I know that much, but 7 years? How many times has he said we want to give everything for the club? Well, it didn't look like that the other day, my friend. Especially tactically, we've improved a lot, and I hope the future we will be more successful. Lacazette then went on to say, we are more together now. The way we think as well on the pitch and outside of the pitch, tactically we are better, and we're going to see a big improvement in the next couple of weeks. Well, let's hope so, my friend, because you haven't scored since December the 5th. We're now into mid-February. Hector Bellerin was then talking on Arsenal.com. As usual, I have to plug them, otherwise they get the ump, and then they start trying to strike your stream off. And he said, it's very clear. Sorry, I'll start that again. It's very early doors. Mikel has got a new philosophy, and the way he has implemented it in the last few games and the way we've played, we've seen a big change. I think sometimes we need to be a bit more efficient in front of goal, but that's something that comes with confidence. And when you see that you are playing better and controlling games better, the goals are something that are normally going to come. I'm sure you're going to see that very quickly. For us, the promise is we are trying to get better every single day. When different coach comes in, there are different things that you are being asked to do. Well, listen, it's not difficult to play football, mate. You get the ball, you pass it to a teammate, you do it as quick as you can with the least amount of touches you can. You go ping, 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 and then try and score a goal. Then when you ain't got the ball, you switch your head on and go, right, let me track my runner. Oh, let me go and press him. It really ain't difficult. Some of these players do not wind me up. Yeah, and it's like I said, Lacazette, results are going to change around really quickly and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Didn't he say that when Unai Emery was on the verge of getting sacked? Didn't he say the same thing? Yeah, because I'm sure he said the same thing. Yeah, and this is what I say about generic answers. It's like, why would Mesut Ozil come out and say, we want to give everything for this team? Well, there's wanting to give everything for the team, and then there's actually giving everything for the team. I think we know the players that give everything for the team. He ain't one of them. Again, Lacazette coming up with the same regurgitated stories and stuff that he said under other managers. And then again, Hector Bellerin, coming out with stuff that he's said under previous managers. And it's like, it just makes me laugh that, journalism in this country, well, not in this country because I'm in Spain, but journalism in England. I said this to Cheek the other day. Yeah, I said, why is it when you read an article on, I don't know, Daily Mail, Football London, or any other ones out there, they give you the big title, the headline, the money spinner, the grabber, right? You then go to that. You'd have to read 4 paragraphs of absolute rubbish to actually get to the bit that is in the title. And it's like, why do we care? Like, so for example, the other day, it was saying about Rob Holding or saying blah, blah, blah. Rob Holding's just come back from an injury and he's been out for over a year and he played against them. Who fucking cares? Yeah, nobody cares. Then when they're talking about Arteta, Arteta took over in December from Freddie Ljungberg, and he was the captain when Arsenal won the cup final against Hull City in 2014. Nobody cares, which is why nobody reads your articles. Yeah, seriously, nobody cares about that. Yeah, just get to the point. And the point is, journalism is dead. Generic answers are boring. Can somebody actually ask these players proper questions instead of sitting there asking them, so then Hector, what do you think's changed? And well, we're all very close together now. Yes. Well, you were supposed to be fucking close together anyway, knobhead. Yeah, you're getting paid millions of pounds to play football matches and turn it on and do your jobs properly every week for the thousands of people that turn up and watch you at the ground and the millions that watch you worldwide. Yeah, you should be together regardless, whether it's Wenger as manager, whether it's Unai Emery as manager, whether it's Freddie, whoever. Yeah, it doesn't matter who the manager is. You are paid to do a job, right? So regardless of who that guy is in charge, I guarantee you people in this chat right now, a lot of them don't like their boss. They still go and do their job every day because if they don't, they're getting sacked. Yeah, and that's what winds me up with some of these footballers, right? It's not all of them. Some of them are fine. Some of them come out with off-key stuff, and I like that. They were all this generic rubbish, and it's just like, I just don't understand it because it's just, do people actually buy into this every single time? Because I see through it, and then people go, but you're being negative. No, I just don't buy into bullshit. Yeah, it's not negative. I see through all of this crap. Talk is cheap. I've said this for a long time, right? Arteta can sit and talk a good game all he likes. Fact and reality is he better back that talk real quick. Otherwise, we're going 1 in 8, 1 in 9, 1 in 10. All of a sudden, we're then 1 in 15. Yeah, what are people going to say if it goes 1 in 15? You know, so it's all well and good having the talk. Back the talk. Yeah, and the same with these players. These players come out, we're very much well together now. We're a lot closer knit in the dressing room and outside the dressing room. You've all played together for 5 years. Yeah, surely you were close anyway. Like, I just don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Yeah, it just winds me up. Anyway, I'm going to stop ranting. Because like I said, for anybody who's joined late, I am late because I don't feel great today. So there will be no stream at 9 o'clock. So I will be back tomorrow. I will not be back tonight. So let's read some of your questions and comments out while I sip on my cup of tea. Evening to everyone in the chat. Everybody in the chat loving life right now. 400 people watching this live. Thank you very much. Do stick a like on the video. Only 10% of you have done that. That's kind of disgusting, if I'm honest. The reality is our team just isn't good enough. Who cares about what they say? That's a very good point. We are not good enough. And it's funny. I see somebody put a tweet up saying that, I think it was Goldbridge, saying something like, how can Conte go to Inter Milan and turn Inter Milan into the top of the table team when they've come out of nowhere? Because they've been Ramsey cursed, by the way, because he goes there after they've won title after title after title after title. They lost again at the weekend. And he's got 1 goal this season, Ramsey. 1 goal in 12 league games. And our fans are begging for him to come back. Oh, Aaron, come back. We need your 3 goals a season. We don't. But how can Conte turn Inter into a title-winning team? Let's cast your minds back, yeah? So when he came at Chelsea, they finished 10th the season before. Regardless of what you say about, but they were better than 10th. Well, we're better than 10th, but the fact is we're 10th, right? He come in and made them title winners first season. So all this about, give it time. Give it time. No, fuck give it time. If he can turn 2 teams from mid-table teams into champions very quickly, why can't we? Why can't we do that? And I'll tell you why we can't do that. Because the board take liberties and they employed somebody who hasn't got the capability of doing that right now. He might have that in a year or 2 years or 5 years or never at all. We will find out. But he can't come in and turn us overnight into title-winning form. And Conte can. He's done it at Chelsea. He's doing it at Inter. Other managers can. Whether we could have gone and won a title with this Liverpool team there or next season, probably not. But we wouldn't be 10th if the board had done what was required, in my opinion. But they won't. And our fans lap it up, and the board are just sitting there rubbing their hands together going, oh, fucking hell, that was easy. Why didn't we just get Arteta a year ago? Fucking hell, we would have had no backlash whatsoever. It would have been fine. Because that's what they've done. They've employed somebody just to chill the fans out, very much like Man United had done. And I believe that they looked at that Man United manager situation and they thought, you know what? He's doing worse than Jose was in terms of results. But not many of the fans are on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's case because he's a club legend. So what we'll do is we'll go and get an ex-player who was an ex-captain and we'll put him in. It don't matter if he does shit, yeah, because the fans ain't going to turn because it's Mikel Arteta. That's exactly what that ball done, yeah, and they've got away with a free pass again, yeah, and it's disgusting how many people have actually fallen for it because they ain't fooling me. They are not fooling me one little bit. 1 win in 7 against dead teams as well, by the way. And we've got a run of games coming up where we've got Wolverhampton Wanderers, Leicester, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City. We've still got to play Everton. The same Everton that are now above us, by the way, with that washed-up manager that our fans fault. You know, he always washed up. So how can Everton move above us? By the way, Everton have got an 11-point swing since Ancelotti took over compared to us. They were 5 behind us. They're 6 ahead of us. How is that possible? Or they were 6 behind us and 5 ahead of us. How is that possible when you look at their team? Yeah, and then compare it to our team. And I'll tell you exactly why that is. Because no motherfucker is going to mess around with Carlo Ancelotti. He has dealt with some of the biggest names on the planet. And they're going to listen to what he says. They're going to do what he says. And he's going to make the big decisions. He's going to tell people, if you ain't playing well, you're out the team. And he will kick them out the team. He got rid of Mesut Ozil from Real Madrid, for God's sake. So there we go. Anyway, let's read some of your comments out. Evening, Sergio. Hope you're good, buddy. I reckon Ancelotti would have turned us into a title challenging side within a year, but our fans are deluded. Mate, he's washed up. Ancelotti's washed up. Yeah, it'd be hilarious if they get in the Europa League and we don't, wouldn't it? Yeah. Jose gets top 4. They get in Europa League. And then 2 washed up managers our fans didn't want qualify for Europe. When was the last time Everton actually qualified for Europe and got into the Europa League? Does anyone know that? Arteta's here because we didn't want to pay more. It cost 17 million for Wenger to go and 4 million for Emery to go. That's a very good point, actually, Vegas Gunner. Thank you for that, mate. That is a very good point. 21 million pounds to sack 2 managers, which is a lot of bloody money. Yeah, that includes their backroom staff and stuff like that, obviously. But 22 million pounds, 21 million pounds to get rid of 2 managers. And he's right. Vegas Gunner's absolutely spot on. They took the cheap and cheerful option. It might prove to be an absolute masterstroke. But right now, not right at this second. Come the end of the season, I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, write the season off." Why? Why are we writing the season off? We're Arsenal. We're not writing seasons off. It's not like we're so right down the bottom of the table and going, "Oh, well, that's it. We're going to give up. We're going to get relegated, so it doesn't matter." No. We're Arsenal Football Club. And if we stick 5 straight wins together, we're on the verge of 4th. Why are we giving up? You know, we've apparently got the best striker in the world. We've apparently got the best number 10 in the world. We've apparently got the best defensive midfielder in the world. We've got an amazing goalkeeper who's apparently one of the best in the world. Why would we? We've apparently got the best young Brazilian kid in the world. You know, we've got the best young left winger, whatever he is now, Bukayo Saka. Apparently, he's the best youngster on the planet. So maybe we're not as good as fans think we are. Maybe it's just that, or maybe these players ain't as good as you think they are. I don't know, because one thing I do know is we are better than 10th in terms of the squad of players that we've got. You know, Unai Emery finished fifth with this team, and he should have finished fourth. And the only difference is to this team, Pepe, who's hardly featured all season, he's played what 1,300 minutes of football or something, and then David Luiz and Ceballos again, who hasn't played. So for me, when I look at that, I know Emery was a massive part of the crap season that we started off, but he was still, when I think Jose took over in November, I think we were fifth or sixth. I think we were fifth. And that was in November. Yes, there was only about 5 point swing from fifth to 14th or whatever. But even now, that's the same. So why weren't we giving up in November? So why would we give up a season now? I don't get it. Evening Static. Hope you're good, buddy. Hope you're good. I'm very well, mate. I don't know why you were blocked, but you're now unblocked. So that's good. Evening Taib. I hope you're good, mate. Didn't Moyes get Everton fourth one season? Yes, he did. Many, many moons ago. Evening Ali. Hope you're well, mate. 17-18 season, they got into Europa League. Did they? Did they get in Europa League that season? So what was that? 2 years ago. 2 seasons ago. Fair enough. We need an attitude player like Zlatan. Do you know what's funny? I'm not even lying. I said this to my pal the other night on the phone. I would take Zlatan at Arsenal in a heartbeat right now. Yeah, because even a 35-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimovic would score more goals than Lacazette. Yeah, and he'd be an absolute arsehole on the pitch. He'd wind people up. But the geezer is absolutely class. And I'd take him at Arsenal. I'd take the whole baggage and all the drama and the attitude and, you know, the smugness and everything that comes with Zlatan. I'd take that all day long. But this is never going to happen because Arsenal will never go and get the caliber of player that is a smug person, that is an arrogant person, which is why we didn't go and get Jose as manager. They didn't want him, I don't think. You know, we need somebody who's going to come in and think they're the bee's knees. We think that they're going to come in and go, well, no, I'm the boss around here. Yeah, I'm the best manager in the world. And that mentality, yeah, that's the mentality we should have had. But listen, I am looking forward to the game against Newcastle. But the one thing I will say here, if we don't beat Newcastle at home, are people going to start saying as it is after that? Or are they still going to sit there and pretend everything's rosy? Because it really ain't rosy. Yeah, and if we beat them, fair play. I'll be the happiest guy on the planet. But is anyone genuinely confident we're going to beat them? We've got the game. What day is it today? It's Monday, isn't it? We've got the game on Sunday afternoon. Is anyone confident right now? Right now, as it stands, I'm not confident. Come Saturday when I do my preview, I might be a little bit more confident the more the week goes. But they're not an easy team to play against. Yes, last season we beat them at the Emirates. I was there. They didn't move out their off. They came to sit there and just damage limitation. This season, they're going to come down with a different manager, and they're going to come in, and he knows what it is to play against Arsenal. We played enough times for Man United for Arsenal, didn't he, Steve Bruce? And he's going to say, go and get into them, go and get stuck in, go and have a row with them, yeah, because they're not all that. That's what he's going to be saying to them. They're not the Arsenal of old, and this is what I believe pretty much every manager's team talk is when they play against Arsenal now, and Man United. Man United can fall into that category. We ain't the teams that we used to be. And people are not scared of us anymore. They're not scared to come to the Emirates. People know they can come and get a result at the Emirates now. So same with Man United. And you've only got to look at Burnley. Burnley beat Man United and then drew with us the following game. You know, if you had said that 6 years ago, everyone would have laughed you out of town. Oh, yeah, they'll get 4 points off of United and Arsenal. They'd laugh you out of town. Yeah, but now these teams can come and do that because they've got better players and we've got worse. You know, and it's kind of sad to see how it's all gone. But until we do what's required as a football club, we're always going to be yo-yoing up and down between 5th and 10th. But there we go. Lee, what is the best Arsenal team goal you have seen live? For me, it was Jack Wilshere against Norwich. Oh, yeah, that's some goal, you know. That's some goal. I didn't see that live. I was actually out shopping that day. I didn't even watch the game. Best team goal I've seen live. That's a hard question, man. Let me have a think about it. Because I've seen a lot of goals. That's a tough one. I can't just pick one off the top of my head, mate. I don't know. Be more respectful of Everton. Hey, do you know what's funny? Yeah, Everton, right, are building a new stadium. That stadium looks the bollocks, by the way, right? And they're gonna be a force in the next few years. They're going to be a force, and everyone will come out and say, "Oh, but they've got a stadium to pay off." So have we. So have we. Ours is not paid off for another 12 years or something. Here we go. Here we go. We've got one, baby. We've reeled one in. But what did he do at Napoli? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Okay, so on that basis, what did Arteta do at Man City? Sit next to Pep. Is that what he's saying? Oh, but he didn't win at Napoli, bruv. Go and have a look at his record, mate. Yeah, Chelsea, AC Milan, Juve, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG. Them 6 teams, 6 of the biggest teams in world football. Oh, but he flopped at Napoli. Well, let me tell you something, mate. Yeah, it's people like you, yeah, that hold this football club back. Because I guarantee you now, when he does finish above us, and he will finish above us this season, you'll still be sitting there sucking on Arteta, mate. Yeah. And even if he finishes above us again next season, you'll still be sitting there going, he's washed up. He didn't do anything at Napoli. What's he won with Everton to be the next fucking one? Yeah, and it's people like you that kept the previous manager in a fucking job for 8 years too long because you accept mediocrity, mate. Yeah, you accept us being shit because, oh, it's all right. He's washed up. No, that geezer is a fucking good manager, right? And he has proven that already in the short time he has been at Everton. And I see somebody yesterday say to me, oh, but it's too early to judge. It's too early to judge Ancelotti. Well, you lot have already judged, these people that are saying this have already judged Arteta and think he's fucking amazing. So how can you not judge Ancelotti? It's too early. Yeah, but you can judge Arteta and he's amazing. Fucking deluded. Seriously. Sack this time next year at Everton. He won't be. This time next year, he'll have Aaron Ramsey in midfield, like I predicted about a year ago. I don't think he will get sacked from there in a year. Because you know what, right? Despite what a lot of people think, results talk, mate. It's as simple as that. And you've only got to look at Everton's results since they sacked Marco Silva. They were right down near the bottom of that table. Right down near the bottom. They are now sat 7th in the league. Yeah. How is he doing that? Look at his squad. Calvert-Lewin is a decent player. He ain't a great striker. I'd have a Bamiyang all day, and so would you lot. Right, then you've got Wally Walcott. You've got Richarlison. You've got Iwobi. What's their midfield? I don't even know their midfielders other than Sigurdsson. Who's their other 2? You know, who have they got in midfield? Idrissa Gueye? He's decent. Yeah. Who else they got? Oh, he don't even fucking play for them anymore. He went PSG. Yeah. I don't even know who their midfield is. Yeah, but I guarantee if you go through the chat and say whose midfielders would you have, everyone will pick our midfielders. Everyone will pick our defenders. Everyone will pick our strikers. Yeah. Everyone will pick our manager. So how has he done an 11-point swing with worse players and he's a worse manager? How has that happened inside 6-7 games? I don't get it. There we go. Gomez. Thank you very much. Football with Brownie. Gomez. That's the guy. Tommy Davis. Evening, DJ Crane. Evening to you, buddy. Will these deluded ones wake up if Arteta gets sacked? Bruv, they won't sack him. They won't sack him. Not yet. They ain't going to sack him now. And I don't expect them to sack him. Listen, he's only just started the job. And listen, I'm not sitting here saying he should be sacked before anyone thinks that one. I'm not sitting here being negative. What I am doing is highlighting how stupid people sound when they sit there and say other managers are washed up or other players of other teams are washed up, when them players and them managers are above us in the table, despite starting behind us in the table. So very easy, isn't it? Very easy. But there we go. Let's read some more of these. Gomez isn't even playing; he's injured. Exactly. So who's the midfielders for Everton? I don't even know who they are. Love the channel. Thank you very much, Irish Gunner. Listen, at the end of the day, I want Arsenal to get better, right? And all of these excuses are exactly that. They're excuses. How about say it as it is? It really ain't difficult. We've got 1 win in 7. and everyone's going on like we're the best team in the world, we've got the best coach in the world and the best players in the world. We haven't. Yeah, we haven't. So there we go. Anyway, Arteta will be sacked within a year. There we go, maybe. I'm a Liverpool fan. I hope you don't mind. I remember growing up fearing Arsenal. Why would I mind, man? It's not exclusive to Arsenal fans. Got loads of different fans on here, mate. Thanks for watching. Appreciate that, Anne. And I've even got Portsmouth fans that watch this, mate. And the Sheffield United fan. Big up the Sheffield United fan who watched my video this morning. So, yeah, it's true. Back in the day, Arsenal used to have that fear factor and that, you know, they'd come to town and everyone would be like, oh, we ain't beating them today. Even before Wenger, yeah, it was 1-0 to the Arsenal. You know, and Arsenal would go 1-0 up against you. That team would just melt. They'd be like, well, that's game over. That's done. We ain't going to score 2. We might be lucky if we get 1. Yeah, and we haven't got that anymore. And the way to get that is to build a siege mentality. Can you seriously see that siege mentality coming with this crop of players and that manager? I can't. Fabian Delph, Schneidlin, Sigurdsson and Bernard. Fabian Delph, you know. There you go. Thank you for that, Kevin. So let me ask you guys a question. That 4, Bernard, Sigurdsson, Schneidlin and Delph, would you have that over Xhaka, Torreira, Ozil and Guendouzi? Would you take that 4 or the 4 I just named? Because I guarantee 99.9% of you will say Arsenal's team. Yeah, we'll say Arsenal's midfield. So why is our midfield worse than their midfield then? It comes down to mentality. It comes down to wanting it. Yeah, and every single one of them players at Everton knows that if they don't do their job properly, they will be sold in the summer. Yeah, because Ancelotti don't muck about. He's managed some of the biggest names, the biggest clubs, but he flopped at Napoli. So he's washed up and finished. Cool. There's one more. You're not far wrong there, mate. You're not far off. You're not far off, my friend. Bring back Iwobi. I actually liked Iwobi, but nah. I watched Arsenal highlights 98. Literally, I was 10, and that was the best year for me. 98 was a sick year, Gary. Evening to you, mate. 98 was a sick year, man. That and 2002, very underrated, man. Everyone remembers the Invincible, but them 2 seasons were wicked, man. Nicola Anelka, bruv. Jeez, that geezer. Yeah, he was cold, man. That geezer was raw, mate. Like, that guy was just mental. Napoli's current manager hasn't won 2 games. Well, there we go. Carlo Ancelotti is the only manager this season to beat Jurgen Klopp as well. But he's washed up. And he done it with a Napoli team that ain't all that. Thoughts on Pape Gueye? Gay. Well, I see a report saying that he's the next Conte. So we'll probably sign the next Xhaka and he'll end up at Chelsea. Real Giannis. Yeah, I think he was 18, 19 that season, something like that, mate. Yeah, he was young, mate. He was relentless, mate. What a player. And then he let money go to his head. And his brother, I think, was his agent, wasn't it? And he just basically pimped him out everywhere, which was kind of sad. But I'll never slag him off, like, in terms of footballing wise. I thought he was class. And the money we got for him paid for the training ground and brought Thierry Henry. So, wasn't too bad, was it? Listen, I'm going to wrap this up. I will not be back at 9 o'clock. I am going to go to bed in about half an hour. I am shattered. I'm going to record the video for tomorrow morning, and yeah, I will not be back at 9 o'clock. I don't feel great today, which is why I was late in the first place. I've been, yeah, you don't want to know where I've been, what I've been doing. But anyway, it's not been great. Anyway, all have a wonderful night, and I will be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to go and get in bed, I think, and chill out. MM Productions, my wife left me. She thinks I'm cheating on you. You know I'm mad. All have a wonderful night. Do stick a like on the video. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I've unlocked another emoji now for all the members. If you're not a member, the link is in the description. I think you have to do it off desktop. Go check out the merch range as well. Why not? We're here. We might as well plug it. and that is in the description as well. So check the website out. Go and look at that. I will be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Laters, peeps.